Good morning, students. We are continuously studying rotational motion, and today we are going to solve some questions based on this topic. Okay, so let's see what are the questions. One of the question is shown on the screen. You can see here a disc of mass 5 kg and radius 50 centimeter rolls on the ground at a rate of 10 meter per second. Then calculate the kinetic energy of the disc. Okay, this one is the question. So let's see the solution. First, if you try to solve any question, first try to write the given quantities of the question. Okay, it will help you to solve the questions. So let's see the given quantities. So given that. So what are given things? You can see the mass is given. So mass is equal to 5 kg. This is given. Then radius of this disc is given, that is r is equal to 50 centimeter. This is given. Then the velocity, you can see, rolls down on the ground at a rate of 10 meter per second. You can see the unit is meter per second. It means linear velocity is given. So this one is 10 meter per second. Then calculate kinetic energy of the disc. You have to find out the kinetic energy. So if disc is rolling on a ground, suppose this one is the ground and disc is rolling, it means it performs rotational motion along with translatory motion. Okay, it means it has both translatory as well as rotatory motion. So for translatory motion, we can calculate the kinetic energy of translation easily by using formula 1 by 2 mv square. And for rotational motion, the formula is 1 by 2 I omega square. Okay. So you can find out the total kinetic energy is equal to the energy of translation plus energy of rotation. So for this rolling disc, the kinetic energy will be kinetic energy of translation plus kinetic energy of rotation. This is the formula to find out the total kinetic energy of this rolling disc. If disc is rolling, it has two type of motion. First one is translatory motion. Translatory motion means it covers some distance in a straight line. Second one is rotatory motion. It is rotating on its axis also. So the total kinetic energy of this rolling system is equal to kinetic energy of translation plus kinetic energy of rotation. Now kinetic energy of translation is given by the formula 1 by 2 mv square. So you can see here kinetic energy of translation is equal to 1 by 2 mv square, whereas kinetic energy of rotation is equal to 1 by 2 I omega square. Okay, so total kinetic energy can be calculated by 1 by mv square plus 1 by 2 I omega square. Okay, so we are going to calculate first half mv square, then we will calculate half I omega square. Students, most of you have idea about these things, how you can calculate the moment of inertia of this system and angular velocity of this system. So if you want, you can try to solve the question by yourself. Okay, so before I am going to calculate half mv square, I am going to erase these things. So you should write these things in your copy. So try to note it down. Okay, I am giving you some time, or you can pause your video and note down the things. Okay, after erasing this, I will solve first for mv square. Then I calculate moment of inertia of this disk and omega, and we will calculate half I omega square. After that, we add these two terms together, and we will get answer. Okay, so try to note it down. So kinetic energy of translation, we are going to solve for kinetic energy of translation. So kinetic energy of translation is given by 1 by 2 mv square. Now you can see here, mass is given 1 kilogram and velocity is given 10 meter per second. Both are in mks unit. Okay, so we can use these values easily. So we can write 1 by 2 into the value of mass, that is 5, into the value of v, that is 10, and its square. So it is 1 by 2 into 5 into 10 into 10. So you can find out the value if you divide this by 5, sorry, 5 times, then it will be 250. 250, and the unit of kinetic energy is joule. So you can write, or you can see, kinetic energy of translation is equal to 1 by 2 mv square. The value of mass is 5 and v is 10. So 5 into 10 square, then it is 1 by 2, 5 into 10 into 10, and it is 250 joule. So we can write here 250 joule, because to solve the other part of this question, I want to erase this part. So this net value, that is resultant, is given here, 250. Okay, so we get first point, or you can say first part of the kinetic energy. Okay, so you should note it down. Okay, so I am erasing this part. Second, kinetic energy of rotation is given by 1 by 2 I omega square. Okay, so you can see here kinetic energy of rotation is equal to 1 by 2 I into omega square, right? Now the value of I and omega is not given in this question. Okay, so for rotating disk, the value of I is 1 by 2 mr square. This is the formula for moment of inertia of a rotating ring about an axis passing through the center of mass and perpendicular to the plane. So you can see here I is equal to 1 by 2 mr square. Now the value of m is given and the value of r is also given. If this one is radius is capital R. So the value of mass and radius are given here, right? But the radius is not given in MKS system. This one is the CGS system. So you must change this radius in meter. So the value of this radius in meter is given by R is equal to 50 centimeter, or you can write 50 into 10 to the power minus 2 meter. Now this value is in MKS system. So let us use these two values. So value of m is 5 and r is 50 into 10 to the power minus 2 meters square. Okay, now you can calculate and you will get the value of I, that is 1 by 2 into 5 into 50 into 50 into 10 to the power minus 4. So you can write this one, the 2 cancel the 2 power from here, and you can write this one is 125 by 2 into 10 to the power minus 2. Okay, you can see here the power is 10 to the power minus 4 because this one is the square, and 2 cancels 2 power from here, so it will be 5 into 5 into 5 is 125 by 2 into 10 to the power minus 2 kg meter square. So this is the value of this moment of inertia. Okay, now we need the value of this omega. So omega is equal to, since you know that v is equal to r into omega for linear motion, so omega is equal to v upon r. Okay, so you can write here omega is equal to v upon r, and the value of v is 10 meter per second, so you can write here 10, and the value of r in amperes system, that is 50 into 10 to the power minus 2. So this is 50 into 10 to the power minus 2. So if you write this one is 1000 by 50, or this is equal to 20 radian per second. So this is the angular velocity of this rotating disc. Okay, so now we have the value of omega, that is 125 by 2 into 10 to the power minus 2 kg meter square, and the value of omega, that is 20 radian per second. Okay, so now you can use these two values and you will get the kinetic energy of rotation. Okay, so I am going to solve this for kinetic energy of rotation. So must remember these values, that is 125 by 2 into 10 to the power minus 2 and 20. So the kinetic energy of rotation can be calculated by putting the values. The value of I, that is 125 by 2 into 10 to the power minus 2 into 20. Okay, so I am going to erase this part. You can write here, this is 125 upon 4 into 10 to the power minus 2 into 20. Now you can cancel out this by 5. So this one is 125 into 5 into 10 to the power minus 2. Okay. And this one is twice actually, because this one is square, so you can write here 20, then this one is again 20. So this 5 into 20 becomes 100. So this one is 125 into 10 to the power minus 2 into 100. This 20 cancels this power and it will be 125 joule. You can see here this one is kinetic energy, so unit is again joule, right? So you can see here the kinetic energy of translation is 1 by 2 mv square and its value is 250 joule, whereas the kinetic energy of rotation is given by 1 by 2 I omega square and its value is 125 joules, right? So the net total energy of this system, the total energy total energy of the wheel is equal to kinetic energy of translation plus kinetic energy of rotation. T for translation, R for rotation. Then this will be equal to 250 joule plus 125 joule. So the final answer is 250 plus 125, so 375 joules. This is the answer of this question. The final kinetic energy of this rolling disc will be equal to 375 joules. This is your answer. So try to note it down in your copy. Okay. Complete this question, then we will solve the next one. So students, we are now ready to solve the next question. And the question is, an energy of 484 joule and energy of 484 joule is spent in increasing the speed of a flywheel from 60 rpm to 360 rpm. Calculate the moment of inertia. Calculate the moment of inertia of flywheel. Okay, so this one is the question. Solution. So students, you can see this is the question. An energy of 484 joule is spent in increasing the speed of a flywheel from 60 rpm to 360 rpm. Then calculate the moment of inertia of this flywheel. Okay, this one is the question. So first try to write the given quantities of the question. So given quantities are the net energy, that is K is equal to 484 joules. The initial velocity omega 1 is equal to 60 rpm. So this one is not given in radian per second. So we can change this into radian per second by multiplying 60 into 2 pi by 60, this will be radian per second, because in one complete rotation the total angle in radian is 2 pi, and for second it is, this minute is converted into second by dividing 60, so it is equal to 2 pi radian per second. So you can see here this one is 2 pi radian per second. So omega 1 is given 60 rpm, but its value in radian per second is 2 pi, and the value of omega 2 is 360 rpm. So you can change this one also into radian per second by multiplying 360 into 2 pi by 60 radian per second. So if you divide this by 6, you will get this one is 12 pi radian per second. Okay, so the given quantities are the energy, that is 484 joule, the initial angular velocity, that is 2 pi radian per second, the final angular velocity, that is 12 pi radian per second. Okay, but our aim is to find out the moment of inertia of the flywheel. Then how will you get this moment of inertia? So for this calculation I am going to erase this part of calculation, and I will write omega 1 is equal to 2 pi radian as the given quantity, and omega 2 is equal to 12 pi radian as a given quantity here. So you can note down if you want to know how it is converted into radian per second. So the given quantities are taken as here 2 pi radian per second, 2 pi radian per second, and here it is 12 pi radian per second. Okay, so these are the given quantities. Now since the flywheel is same, because we are considering about the same flywheel, when its angular velocity is omega 1, then its initial kinetic energy K initial is equal to 1 by 2 I omega 1 square. Okay, now when some work, that is this amount of work, is done on the flywheel, its angular velocity becomes 12 pi. So K final kinetic energy of the flywheel becomes 1 by 2 I omega 2 square, because the flywheel is same, so its moment of inertia is same. Okay, so I is same here. Now since we know that the work done on the system is equal to the change in kinetic energy of rotation, so you can write here the K is equal to K final minus K initial. Okay, this is known as the work energy theorem. The work done on the system is equal to the change in kinetic energy. You can write here the work energy theorem. Take a work energy theorem by using work energy theorem. Work done on the system is equal to the change in kinetic energy of the system. So since we have the values which is needed in this equation, we know the value of K, we have the value of K final, we have K value of K initial, so we can use these values in this equation, and we get 484 is equal to K final, that is 1 by 2 I omega 2 square minus 1 by 2 I omega 1 square. Okay, now we can take common this I, this is the moment of inertia of this flywheel, and our aim is to find out the same thing, that is moment of inertia of the flywheel. So we can take common this I from this equation, and we will use the values of omega 2 and omega 1 in form of radian per second, that are 2 pi and 12 pi respectively, which are shown here on the screen. These quantities are given in round per minute, but we have changed this round per minute into radian per second. This is the standard unit. So you should note down these things in your copy, because I am going to erase this part to calculate it further. Okay, So if you erase this part, you can write here 484 equal to 1 by 2. This one is the 12 pi square minus 2 pi whole square into I. So you can multiply here 2 into 484 is equal to 144 pi square minus 4 pi square into I. So you can write here 200 into 484 is equal to 140 pi square into I. Okay. Now to find the value of I, we can rearrange this equation. I am going to erase the last line. So you can write I is equal to, this is 2 into 484 upon 140 pi square. Now you can calculate this calculation by using the value of pi, that is 2 into 484 upon 140 into 22 by 7 into 22 by 7. And I am sure that you are able to calculate this calculation by yourself. So try to calculate and give what is the answer here. Okay. So after calculation of this part, you will get the final answer is 0.7. Since we know that the unit of this moment of inertia is kg meter square, so you can write here kg meter square. Since you know that the moment of inertia I is defined like this, mr square, where m is mass and r is the distance of the particle from the axis of rotation, so unit of this moment of inertia will be kg meter square, and the value of this calculation is 0.7. So you can write the answer, that is I is equal to 0.7 kg meter square. So I hope you understand this question. This is very important question, and you can solve this question. The most important part of this question is use of work energy theorem in this question. So try to remember, if there is any change in velocity and energy is used to change the velocity of the system, means I am talking about the angular velocity, then you can use the work energy theorem in that cases. These type of questions we have also solved in case of linear motion, where some energy changes the velocity of the motion of object, means velocity of linear motion of object. Okay, so pause your video and try to note it down in your copy. So students, I hope you understand this question. Now we are ready to know the moment of inertia of some important shapes about some axis. So I am going to give you some homework. So homework is, what is moment of inertia of first? Question is ring. Second one is for disc. Third one is for sphere. So आपको इनके आंसर बताने हैं. I am going to give you the axis for this. Okay. For ring we are going to take the axis which is passing through the center of mass and lying the same plane of the ring. Similarly for disc, I am giving you the axis that is passing through the center of mass and lies in the same plane of the disc. So what are the moment of inertia in that case for ring and disc? And for sphere, the axis is any axis passing through the center of mass. Okay, so these three shapes are given here and आपको हमने एक्सिस बता दिया है कि कौन से एक्सिस के अबाउट इनके मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया लिखने हैं. फिर से एक बार बता दे रहे हैं इन दोनों के लिए. एक्सिस दैट इज पासिंग थ्रू द सेंटर ऑफ मास एंड लाइंग इन द प्लेन ऑफ द रिंग एंड डिस्क. तो इन दोनों के केस में जो एक्सिस हम लोग ले रहे हैं वो रिंग और डिस्क के ही प्लेन में ले रहे हैं. स्फीयर के लिए कोई भी ऐसा परपेंडिकुलर एक्सिस जो कि कोई भी ऐसा एक्सिस जो स्फीयर के सेंटर ऑफ मास से पास करता है, इन केसेस के लिए आपको मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया लिखने हैं और इसको हमको भेज देना है इसका आंसर गिवन ईमेल आईडी पे. ओके, सो आई होप कि आप इसको आसानी से कर पाएंगे और रिक्वायर्ड थ्योरम आप यूज करके इसको फाइंड आउट करेंगे. ओके, so student, thank you for joining this session. Thank you for watching. Try to solve the questions based on the topics and similar question which we have discussed today. Thank you.